The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that a tragic incident has just occurred that has left Hope completely devastated and has no choice but to leave town. However, her plans to leave are derailed when a shocking news suddenly comes, related to her mother Brooke. Hope is exhausted and decides to leave. After a series of heartbreaking events and successive failures, Hope realizes that all doors seem to have closed in front of her. She has to face blame, hurt as well as pressure from her family, friends, and even those who once supported her. Too many events coming at once make Hope unable to stay any longer. For a long time, she has cherished the thought of leaving to find a place to start her life over. Although she feels extremely regretful when thinking about having to leave her loved ones, she believes that she has to leave to heal her emotional wounds. During her last days in town, Hope tried to arrange her work, pack her things, and say goodbye to some close friends. However, she chose to leave quietly to avoid painful farewells. In fact, Hope had to hold back her tears many times, forcing herself to appear strong, because she knew that if she stayed any longer, she might collapse even more. Shocking news came right before the flight. The moment Hope was ready to step onto the plane, her phone rang continuously. On the other end of the line was the hospital where she received an urgent notice that Brooke was in critical condition after a serious car accident. This news made Hope dizzy. Her heart felt like it was tightening. Although she wanted to let go of everything, hearing the news of her mother's accident, she couldn't turn her back. At this moment, Hope faced a dilemma. Part of her was still angry at Brooke for the constant troubles that happened in the family. The other part was her motherly love. No matter what, her mother was still the one who gave birth to her and raised her. In the end, Hope immediately canceled her flight and rushed to the hospital, her heart filled with worry, afraid that it might be too late to say her last words of love to her mother. Serious car accident. When Hope arrived, the atmosphere in the hospital was tense and cold. Doctors and nurses were trying their best to save Brooke's life. According to initial information, Brooke was driving in an unconscious state, leading to her losing control and colliding strongly with an obstacle on the road. The impact was so great that the car flipped over. The front of the car was severely deformed. The police quickly approached the scene, conducted an investigation, and found signs that Brooke had consumed alcohol before driving. Blood test results at the hospital showed that her alcohol concentration exceeded the permitted level, which was the direct cause of the accident. This incident surprised many people, because Brooke was very careful about her image. Anger and anxiety overlap. Hope could not deny the fact that she had been deeply hurt by Brooke's past behavior. However, seeing her mother lying motionless on the hospital bed, with medical equipment tangled around her, Hope's heart was filled with extreme pain. She was both indignant at Brooke's thoughtless actions, blamed herself for still being angry at her mother, and desperate for the fear of losing the only relative who still cared for her unconditionally. The police came in to explain the investigation's conclusion in more detail, like a knife cutting into Hope's heart. She vaguely heard the words, drinking, accident, responsibility. Her heart was pounding, feeling like all the burdens were falling on her shoulders at once. Although she was still angry, she had to accept the reality that Brooke's life was hanging in the balance. Efforts to save her life failed. The doctors tried their best to save Brooke, trying to perform surgery and emergency blood transfusion. However, Brooke's injuries were too severe, and she had lost too much blood over a long period of time. Hope was fading, and the doctors were starting to worry about her survival. In the waiting area, Hope clenched her fists, tears streaming down her face. She imagined old memories of mother and daughter sharing sweet moments together. She remembered Brooke holding her when she was little, comforting her after a fall. That scene made Hope even more devastated, thinking that the moment she would have to say goodbye to her mother forever was approaching. Brooke breathed her last finally. The doctor came out with a sad face, shaking his head slightly to say that they had tried their best, but could not save Brooke. This shock made Hope almost collapse on the spot. She rushed into the hospital room, looked at her mother's face that had stopped breathing. Her eyes were red and almost blurred with tears. Hope screamed in pain, hugging Brooke's cold body tightly, as if not wanting to accept the truth. Her cries echoed, haunting the entire hospital hallway. Everyone around was also silent, shocked by the great tragedy that had just happened. The audience will certainly shed tears when witnessing the sudden, heartbreaking departure of Brooke, one of the emotional pillars of the film. Regret, and a late goodbye in that moment. Hope realized that even though she had blamed and been sad with Brooke, a child's love for her mother is immeasurable. Her act of leaving town now becomes meaningless, because the only person she wants to avoid out of anger is the person she loves the most. Tears roll down. Hope painfully imagines Brooke's last moments in the car. If she had been there sooner, if she had listened, if she had paid attention to her mother's unusual signs, maybe the tragedy would not have happened. The whole hospital seemed to be filled with a gloomy atmosphere. No one dared to approach Hope, giving her a little space to say goodbye to her mother in extreme pain. The fateful moment that changed everything. Brooke's death was not only a heavy blow to Hope, but also deeply affected everyone who had been close to her. Family, friends, and even those who had a disagreement with Brooke were shocked to realize the fragility of life. This accident painted a new, dramatic and tumultuous scenario for the entire next development of The Bold and the Beautiful. For Hope, all plans to leave now changed completely. She cannot leave without taking care of her mother's funeral, cannot throw away memories, love, and family ties. Brooke's departure leaves a huge void in Hope's soul, forcing her to face the question: is this the time for her to move on for herself, or for the legacy her mother left behind? Closing in regret and great shock. Brooke's death will certainly become a strong emotional focal point for viewers. A legendary character from the beginning of the film now passes away in bitter circumstances, leaving behind a series of unanswered questions. In the endless pain, the audience can also share the loss with Hope, at the same time following her next journey. How will she recover from this great shock? Will she find the strength to continue, or will she encounter countless new storms when the family now loses an important pillar? All of this promises to open up new, more dramatic developments, as The Bold and the Beautiful continues to delve into the pain, regret, and sudden changes in the lives of the characters. Fans, despite being disappointed by Brooke's departure, will not be able to take their eyes off the upcoming journey of Hope and those left behind, as they face events, losses, and harsh fate choices. Brooke's death and foreshadowing. Catherine Kelly Lang's announcement before the episode ended with Brooke taking her last breath. Many observant people noticed ominous signs when Catherine Kelly Lang, the actress who has long played Brooke, posted on her personal page about a new television project. The ambiguous shares about exploring new horizons and new journeys made the audience confused and worried about the fate of Brooke's character. The end of contract and the connection to the script. The news that Catherine Kelly Lang has left The Bold and the Beautiful has not only caused a stir in the entertainment industry, but also had a profound impact on the script. For decades, Brooke has been an icon, the center of many conflicts, struggles for love and power. Therefore, the sudden departure of this character raises countless questions. Was this a sophisticated script to create shock for viewers? Or was it really the only way to end the role of a legend on the screen? Big shock for fans. Heavy plot. Viewers have not yet recovered from the shock of Brooke getting into a car accident, losing too much blood and dying in the hospital, but now they are even more shocked to learn that actress Catherine Kelly Lang has confirmed her passing. This means that any hope of reviving the character or the scenarios of reversing events often seen in long-running films are almost impossible. Why Brooke? Brooke is one of the rare characters who maintains her hotness throughout the length of the film, with many complicated conflicts with the Forrester family, Logan, Spencer. Her presence always creates storms for the three-way and four-way relationships. So why did the producers decide to break up with this character? Most likely, They want to change the direction of the film's development and at the same time give the audience a big event that cannot be ignored. Is blood change the purpose? The intention of the script team in the world of long-running television series, the departure or return of an actor, is often closely linked to the route of the script. When Catherine Kelly Lang decided to try a new role, the script team had to come up with a reasonable solution, or at least dramatic enough to ensure viewership ratings. They chose an explosive ending for Brooke to create a big shock that made the audience shocked and continue to watch the next episodes in a state of disappointment and regret. Open up development opportunities for other characters as well as recruit new faces to rejuvenate or renew the storyline that has lasted for many years. Necessary departures. In famous television series, it is not uncommon for a beloved character to suddenly leave the script for personal reasons. Although the audience always regrets, sometimes this creates an important turning point, bringing the film to a new stage. Perhaps the B&B producers realized that letting Brooke leave in a dramatic context would stir up public opinion, and at the same time open up a completely new emotional field for the remaining characters. Quinn's successor or return. Who can replace this hole? With an iconic character like Brooke, replacement is almost impossible. Instead, the producers can develop a new character stream or bring back old characters in a bigger role, creating balance for the storyline. There are many speculations about Quinn's spectacular comeback. The possibility of Quinn's return. Quinn once left with many unanswered questions. Quinn's return can fill the void of power, love, and even conflict that Brooke left behind. Quinn is known for being scheming, sharp, and always ready to surprise. If she returns at the right time when the Forrester family is in turmoil over the loss of Brooke, it is highly likely that Quinn will once again turn everything upside down. Stimulating drama no less than Brooke's presence. The transformation of the plot because of the big gap left by Brooke, the bold and the beautiful needs a breath of fresh air. Maybe Quinn will play the role of the fulcrum to connect events, creating a dramatic chain reaction, fighting over the family fortune, fighting for love, old mysteries being dug up again. All will stir up the fan community, making them focus on the name Quinn or a brand new character, but strong enough to stir up echoes and future for the remaining characters. The pain of the Logan family. Surely, Brooke's permanent departure causes great pain to the Logan family, especially Hope. In recent episodes, Hope has gone through a series of severe psychological events, plus the shock of her mother's death. She is at a lost crossroads. Viewers must be eager to know how Hope will recover. Or will she be so immersed in pain that she destroys everything? Forrester and Spencer's reactions. Not only the Logan family, but also the Forrester clan and the Spencer family will not be able to rest in peace after Brooke's departure. Ridge, who had a relationship with Brooke many times, will surely feel regret, remorse, and even torment. Bill Spencer, the man who went through many stages of love and abandonment with Brooke, also has to face great loss, even though on the surface he may try to appear strong. Finding a new soul for the film. Brooke's role as the soul connecting the characters now leaves a huge void. The producers need a factor that is strong enough to shoulder the responsibility of attracting attention, continuing the drama and family conflicts. This is an opportunity for other characters to rise up and redefine their position in the film. The question, who will take the central role, is making the audience more curious than ever. Goodbye and the next direction. Remembering a legend. Like it or not, the departure of Catherine Kelly Lang marks a major milestone for the bold and the beautiful. Brooke, a legend in the eyes of fans, has ended her journey. On social media, viewers express their regret and gratitude for her great contributions to the show over the decades. Hope in waiting. Besides sadness, excitement still lurks as the audience wants to know how the bold and the beautiful will turn around after this shock. Will Quinn return or a completely new character? How will the intense mind games or the next romantic, haunting details be pushed to their climax? All are painting a picture of a period full of drama, true to the criteria of bold and beautiful that the show always aims for. In short, Catherine Kelly Lang's decision to leave B&B marks the end of the legendary Brooke character and, at the same time, the beginning of an uncertain but also very dramatic future. Whether the producers really want to change the blood or not, fans will definitely have to continue watching each episode to find the answer. And it is in those moments of loss that the audience appreciates even more the long time Brooke has been with them, creating many storms, ups and downs, and unforgettable love stories.